The start.
Yep,
So
I knew we'd go straight to pitching. Like it.
you can count on me,
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah.
But I guess you were thinking trying to get her get her feet wet in this type of atmosphere.
Yeah, 100%. She's had some big games for us, but this will be her second big start, I guess, for us. So I thought she did really well. I mean, they're a great hitting ball club, and I think for her to grow as a pitcher and then her to feel this atmosphere was incredible. The amount of people here, as a freshman, sometimes walking out and seeing that can be a lot. So the more we can get her in those moments, the better we're going to be in the future. And the future meeting a month from now or the future meeting a year from now. So I'm really proud of her and I'm really excited for her growth. Yes.
I guess in a game like this, that's traditionally competitive and was tonight. I guess what was it like, getting a little bit more of a diverse pitching unit out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been doing this all season, and I know Florida's been doing this all season, so there was no surprise to us on what we were going to see, and maybe a little bit on their part of seeing the freshmen, but I know that by this time of year, there's no secrets. Everyone goes back and watches videos and scouts, and so there's really no secrets of what's coming off the bench or how we're going to go about things. It's more about your ability to execute and be in the moment. So, again, I would go back to McKenna being able to take a deep breath and get after some pitches is just really big for us. What Kat's capable of doing right now has been many years of experience for her. Still, she's incredible at what she does, and she has really worked hard to be able to have a rise and a change and a drop and do all those things. But so to close that out, but BK today, making some huge defensive plays. I mean, team softball is this time of year, and so it's just really neat to see that, we don't have to hit the ball on the nose. We can get some walks. We can, the defense can play for pitching. Like that stuff's starting to come together and build a tight squad.
You know how competitive these Florida State games are, how often they can come down to a single play. I mean, what does 4 in a row and against them mean? I think it's the longest, or tied for the longest ever Florida State winning streak in the rivalry.
Those are the numbers you guys know. I do not. So I did not know that. Again, I just think that, we're just trying to step to the table of being the best team we can be year in and year out at this time. And so being able to play a team like Florida this time of year just helps us continue to grow, and that whole iron sharpens iron. When you think about that, when you're facing hitters like Skylar Wallace, you're going to get better. And so we're thankful for that.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. It looked like the crowd was piled up, lining up 2 hours outside, beforehand.
Yeah.
Third largest crowd ever, largest since 2018. What does that mean for the program, especially since you guys had a lot of your tougher games on the road this year?
Yeah, I think that's one thing we talked about, especially the pitching staff, is we've had moments on the road that have been really overwhelming and maybe tight feelings of people yelling at you on the road, and now it's time to have that feeling of being home and the war chant and the all the things that are the home crowd feel, and a cat smile from ear to ear about that. And I think it's pretty cool. But sometimes it could be more pressure too. On the road, you're supposed to be the underdog on the road, and people are it's easy to kind of see people yelling at you and want to go to another level versus people hoping you get it done because they're your people. So I think it's a different feel, but what an awesome crowd. I mean, just to see everybody in the parking garage to, probably 6 deep on the street to our now little deck out there was just loaded with people. So really, really special and cool, and a lot of familiar faces for us. I think that's what's so cool is we're so connected with our fans, so we can see our people and they're cheering for us, and that's pretty awesome.
Kind of along those lines, how cool was it having Jeff and Aria do the radio broadcast tonight? Kind of another way to grow the game that I know y'all have been trying to find ways to do.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the radio is working, if that's where we're going to, but again, as we grow a fan base, I know my mom in California, right, is so excited to listen or watch or do whatever. And so I think of Avery and her family out in California. So we're reaching, McKenna, Oregon, right? We're reaching far and wide. And however we can do that, that's great. So very, again, grateful for more outlets to get this game out to more people.
Following up on the questions about the exposure and the attendance, Coach, I know you've always talked about this Florida series kind of being a showcase of how the sport has grown. Do you ever get a second when you just see the crowd either here in Gainesville so smacked for these, kind of appreciate especially the last decade, how much the game's grown here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even Elizabeth Hightower, who's just down the road from us, and I think a lot of players that are really great in the state of Florida have choices to go to really great schools, and that only happens by them us, UCF, USF getting better and give the chance for these girls to play in this state. So, I'm very proud of what Tim and I have done and what Cindy's done at UCF, because I think that makes us better as competitors. It makes the state better for recruiting. It really gives that rivalry feel that you're going to feel when you go against teams in Oklahoma City. And so you want to know what that's like to have big venues like that. So all of it helps us continue to compete.
There was a sequence Katie Deck had a 3-run home run she was inches away from.
Yeah.
Then inches away again when she just hit the top of the wall,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it's a game of inches, but
Yeah.
what was that like, watching that?
Yeah, no, I think it's incredible. I mean, she's had, the deck hacks that we talk about, and, she gets so hyped up, and there's so many things she's still learning. And we take the whole fall to really talk about how we play, what we do, how we do it. And she is so passionate. She just lays it out there, and then if she does something, I'm like, Katie, we don't do that. She's like, oh, dang it, I didn't know that. I'm like, I know you're not supposed to know it, but please stay passionate, get your swings off, do the things that you need to do. So she takes us to another level 100%, because she just loves playing. She's got sheer joy for playing softball. Yeah.
I saw out there, it was after somebody had run in and stole home. I was looking down at my computer for a second, and then all of a sudden I hear the crowd going wild. I look over, and she's over there like, let's
yeah,
go.
she is.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about in
Yeah.
that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a fine line, the way that I like to play. So Josie hit the ball, Josie's running in, going, let's go. And then Katie Dack, runs out and running around. I'm like, Katie, stay in the dugout with us. But, those are little moments. And then after the game, she's so apologetic. I'm like, no, we've got to learn together, so keep doing it and let me keep coaching up, how we play the game. Because I think there's a line of respect, too. And that's where these little girls here watching, are only going to do what our players do. So we have a responsibility to take this game to the respectful way to take it. And I think the fan base, the same way, some fan bases can get out of control. And I think we should all love what's being played. I mean, Skylar Wallace made some great plays today. Josie did some great things today. Kat did some great things today. If we can love this game for what it is, then it raises us. But when we get vicious, then I don't think it really brings everyone to the ballpark. And so that's where we try to do that fine line of respect. Yeah. So, but love her passion. So I keep telling her that. I hug her up. I love her passion. Yeah.
You've talked about respect, just now, talking about, celebrating after, you mentioned respect on both sides of the ball, with this rivalry in particular, it's big across all sports, in softball particularly, how important is it that you guys, have that sense of rivalry, but, respecting each other at the same time?
Yeah, no, I think it's huge. I think you have to respect the game, So the game doesn't have a certain jersey number or name on it, right? So when you respect the game and you go play the game hard, it doesn't matter what's in the other dugout. The other dugout can bring different kind of feel. But then again, if you take your emotions and you try to ride the highs and lows of what's in that dugout and not the emotions for the game, then they're taking away something from you that I need as a teammate or, as a player for the team. So we talk about that a lot, yes. And some teams will try to steep to a different level to try to get you out of what we need to do for the team. So, we call Uncle Mo, Uncle Momentum, right? We always want Uncle Mo in our dugout. So, the minute we pull someone away because someone's taking in a negative tone, then we're losing momentum because the team's not staying tight. So I think that's where we talk about the respect factor. Just respect the game. Yeah.
I guess following up on Uncle Mo,
Yeah.
the momentum, you guys have won a lot in this rivalry. You're winning a lot just in general right now. This is the midweek game, which I know can be a little bit challenging at times, but you guys are heading to a road series against Notre Dame. I guess, how are you guys looking to carry that momentum?
Yeah, I mean, it's Notre Dame's having a great year. Gaston's a great hitter. They got Tid, pitching it well. They're in their park. Here we go again. Another chance on the road to play a really good, gritty team. So enjoy tonight. Go enjoy tonight. We load up on the bus and go travel tomorrow. So at that point, when we flip it to Friday morning, we're practicing in South Bend. Then it becomes about the Irish. And so, but this time of year, it's Team 40 and do what we do. So we've gotten to that point now, which I'm so proud of, is we're playing team softball. So if we can step in there, get our rest, get our schoolwork taken care of, and all those things, then we're ready to go against Notre Dame.